Hey creative people, I got some news for you. News you probably already know because it's in the title of this video, but are you ready for it? I finished my draft. That's me pretending people are clapping for me, but you don't have to clap for me. It's not that big of an achievement, okay? Okay, my draft. I'm calling it Draft Zero because it's nowhere near finished. It is a complete story arc. There is a beginning, there is a middle, there is an end, but it's nowhere near finished. It needs a lot of work. There are so many things that I could qualify to diminish this achievement, like saying a lot of the scenes don't feel complete. There are some scenes that I just finished in bullet form, and I really did throw in the towel at the end, I feel like, but that's okay because I finished the story arc. The story is all there. I have a plot. It's gonna need a lot of work, but there is a plot. There will be more drafts. There will be so many more drafts. So for now, let's refer to this as Draft Zero. Just in case, if you are interested, it's around 36K, which is about halfway to what I want the book to be. I want it to be around 70K. So I'm feeling quite pleased with myself because my biggest challenge going into this was writing a tight, short draft. I said that so many times in my videos, and to be honest, I really feel like I did it, so I am proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for a lot of reasons, but that is the main reason. And I wanted to celebrate this moment because it's been a journey, a short one, shorter than I ever expected, but a journey nonetheless. When I started this year, I thought that this year was going to be the best writing year I ever had because after all, I was quitting my job, I was going back to school. I thought I would have so much more time to dedicate to writing, and in some ways I do, but oh, sweet naive Megan did not realize the journey she would go on to get to this point. Turns out completely uprooting your life and your routines takes a little bit of time to adjust and affects your creativity more than you think it will. I stumbled this year so hard, especially with writing. I started and I stopped 2 other stories before randomly stumbling upon this story, and I really didn't even know if this year I was going to complete a story at all. It was a goal, but I didn't have a story at the beginning of this year. And writing this particular story was so hard. It was harder than I expected, and I'm nowhere near done. It's going to continue to be hard. It's not going to get easier as I go on. I know that, but at least it's all there and it can be fixed. I'm getting ahead of myself here though, because I finished a draft. So let's just celebrate that. Let's not think about the journey still to come. Let's look at the past and be very proud of past Megan. I finished a draft. Full stop, no qualifiers. I'm not going to tell you all the things that I want to say to be like, yeah, but it's not that big of a deal because I finished a draft. A story went from my brain to paper in less than 6 months. That's amazing, and I'm proud of me. So let's share the journey together. Let me take you back in time to around June, July of this year when I was feeling so dejected and sad, and I had no idea what to do with my writing. I had no story idea. I was stumbling on the story that I was working on, and I was just really having a hard time. And it lasted for like a month or so where I just could not get past a point in the story I was working on. I sat down and I gave you and I gave myself a little pep talk about art and the fear of failure and creativity and how we just need to keep going. And the next week, I came up with a new story idea. I had a new story, a new direction, and frankly, a new purpose. These next clips are going to take you from the very beginning of this story all the way to the end, and buckle up, baby, because it's a journey. Not really, it's just a few highlights, but enjoy. Because I promise no one needs your art more than you. So please keep going. I'm going to keep going, so you got to keep going. And we'll just keep going because this world needs art. And what I'm working on will probably surprise you because it's completely different than anything that I've ever shared on this channel. For some reason this weekend I just got a rush of inspiration and an idea for a book that I really want to write. I really want to try to finish my draft by the end of the year. I have no idea if I'm going to be able to do it. I think I could, I just really need to focus. And I overall wrote like 2,000 words, which fantastic, super jazzed on that. It was an awesome, awesome writing day.
Having one of those days where everything I write feels like it sucks.
I mean, you kind of know, actually, you know what I'm talking. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm so frazzled. Getting back into writing today is going to be very nerve-wracking because the last time I wrote, I kind of just gave up. To be completely honest, I really do just want to finish this draft because it is now turning into my enemy. I'm starting to really not enjoy it.
There's a war raging at my door, and there's a light. There's a light. And if I close my eyes and go deep inside, I can see there's a light. There's a light. There's a light.
Let's move you closer. Hello, good morning. It's an exciting morning. I just have a few tasks to do. I have to hand in an assignment. I have to do some Christmas shopping, and there is one other thing I have to do, but I can't remember. I also have to finish the laundry, and then I'm gonna finish my draft. I can't decide if I want to go to a coffee shop and finish the draft or if I just want to stay here. It's really not going to take me that long, but there are some other things I can do if I go to a coffee shop. We'll see, let's find out. Okay, I'm going to check back in once I'm done all of my silly little tasks. We'll finish this draft together. And there we have it. I finished my draft. You could see me trying to keep my cool in the coffee shop. I realized finishing a draft in public was very anticlimactic because I just could smile, nod, and immediately hide my weird facial expression with my cup. So I'm very happy. I was very happy that day. I continue to be super jazzed that I finished this story. And honestly, I just want to say really quick, if you've watched all of those writing clips in real time, that is to say in their original videos, thank you so much for being here. If you're still here now and this is your first time, thanks for sticking through this video. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. I just love other creative people. So I'm hoping to inspire you ever so slightly. I hope you are not comparing because this draft is not that great. Please do not compare. But let's talk about some next steps because I'm sure you're sitting there going, what are you gonna do next? What's happening now? And oh my gosh, I've been asking myself that for a while. Really, truly, the next steps is next week I have my finals at school, so I'm not gonna be doing any writing for the next week or so. I'm gonna be studying my tiny little butt off. Tiny little butt? I don't know what that was, but School. School is next. Very exciting, I know. But after that, I have so many ideas and so many directions that I can turn. Option 1 is waiting until my readers are done reading this draft and using their feedback to focus solely on this draft. So really, it's just taking a little break, waiting for feedback, and focusing only on this one project. Option 2 is setting this project aside, letting my readers read it, setting their feedback aside, and working really hard to finish book 2 in the fantasy series that I really want to publish one day, because I really need to finish that series before, or at least get a good chunk of it done before I even publish it, because I just need to. I don't want to put out work that could potentially be unfinished for a long time. Hello, fantasy. That happens a lot and we don't like it. So that's option 2, is work on that story. Option 3 is a fun little combo. It's a combo of the two. It's simultaneously working on the next draft of this story and drafting out the first draft of book 2 of the other story. I also have a really cool idea for another fantasy that I really want to write, but there's no time. There's no time to work on 3 projects. Oh, if I had endless amounts of time, I would be writing all the different projects. Right now, I am leaning towards option 3 because I feel like balancing a little fun writing with more serious, painful writing would just feel a little bit better. Don't get me wrong, both stories are really sad and painful and hard to write, but they're hard to write in their own way. You see, the fantasy story is like my heart, and this horror story is like my brain, and I prefer to be in my heart than my brain. My brain is not fun, my heart is all feelings. Are you digging me? If not, let me explain, because I just think that balancing 2 projects will make it a little bit easier to get through those sticky points and those hard times, and I like the idea of challenging myself to write 2 very different projects at the same time. The entire time I was writing this horror book, I was thinking about this second book and how I could not wait to get there and to work on it. There are a lot of downsides to trying to work on 2 different projects, one of which is my time is very limited, and if I split that limited time I already have, it will take even longer to finish drafts. But I mean, is that really the point? The point is not to race, the point is to do the work. So we'll see. Let me know if you've ever balanced multiple projects at a time and any advice you have. I don't know how I would even go about doing it. Is it really just as simple as like pick a day to work on one project and then pick another day to work on another project? I feel like it's that simple. I'm just overcomplicating it, but any advice would be great. But that's it. That's all for now. I'm going to take the tiniest break, not too much of a break. I'm going to write before the new year. I'm not going to wait for the new year to start on a new project, but I do have school to consider and to think about, at least for the next week or so. And then I'm off, baby, and I'm just going to relax, and it's going to be great. And I'm sure I will still be filming videos. I just really wanted to celebrate this moment because my story is complete. The story is complete. The journey is nowhere near done. So thank you so very much for watching. Let me know down below what you're currently working on. And I hope you all stay creative throughout the holidays, even if it's not working on projects, if it's just using your imagination to play a little bit. Until next time.